If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home. I was just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to this world lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now, to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try to leave. If I bleed tonight, if I exist tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home. No place to go, no one that can see through that side of the light. I can see my life is crap, I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain, the feel. Was out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the start of hell. But when I start to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now, to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among us.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Turnbuckle Studios, The Boar's Nest, and The Locker Room bring you the Locker Room Breakdown, our raw perspective. I am your host, OMD. I am joined, as always, by my partner in crime from The Boar's Nest, the one, the only, Bubba Duke. How we doing, brother?
Doing awesome. Glad to be here again. Couldn't be here last week. I got called out to work last minute. Little, plant needs help. I'm the guy that goes.
We get it. We get it. We've all been there.
But I have caught some previews, replays, that kind of stuff of last week here and there from Raw and SmackDown.
Right.
So I'm good to go and pumped about our review.
Excellent. Excellent. Yes, you and I were talking pre-show about everything sort of coming now in the next few months, especially the move to Netflix.
Yes.
And yeah, we cannot wait, ladies and gentlemen.
Christmas has moved.
Weird. Raw has been a little bit weird in terms of a feel for us the last few weeks, because it's back to the 2-hour format leading up to Netflix.
Which
So
is
you're
fine,
waiting.
though.
It is. You're waiting for that third hour to hit, and it's not there.
They ended on you're like, but you know what though? It's getting me back to wanting more. I want more wrestling again.
Right?
And I think it's because we got so complacent that we were getting 3 hours that we were like, oh, whatever, we got 3 hours. Now we only got 2, and now we're wanting that third again.
Yep.
So,
And come January, SmackDown moves up to 3 hours.
yeah, that's crazy. Because for us, SmackDown is going to be on Netflix as well.
Yep.
So we're kind of bonusing on that.
We are.
I'm excited though. Like I said to you, my Christmas has moved. Like I'm the kind of guy that I'm like Carl Kerfeld.
Right.
Christmas is my season. It's a season.
Right.
But since the announcement of the entire WWE library for us going on to Netflix,
Yep.
my Christmas moved. It's January now.
Yes. And I can confirm now that this broke earlier today as well, officially, and this is something that is near and dear probably to you, but officially Wednesday, November 6th, NXT live from the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, PA.
I wonder if my buddy's going to be there.
I'm not sure.
If just quick little blurb, look up Philly General. Okay. My buddy owns the Philadelphia General Lee.
Right.
And he used to be and has refereed several high profile matches in Philadelphia. Like when Scott Hall, Kevin Nash was there for that. There was a couple other guys. But look up Philly General. That's the guy. Any questions about the Dukes of Hazzard, he could tell you.
Right.
But yeah, I hope he's gonna be there, because if he is, that means I get really cool pictures.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't wait for that. We're awaiting your announcement on your interview with him.
I'm working on. Right now is his season of going from fair to Comic-Con to Comic-Con. So I'm kind of, hey bro, when you have a minute, let me know.
Right.
We'll schedule, we'll record it, and then we'll do it. So he's a busy dude.
Absolutely. Anyways, let's get right into it here. Let's go with with last week, and we're going to hit up some reviews, my friend.
Yes, the first one. Which one are you starting with?
I'm going to start right at the top of the list that we've got.
Okay, so the one that I'm just tired of seeing. Let's go.
So Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defeating Damage Control to retain the Women's Tag Team Championship.
Yes.
Go ahead with your thoughts. I don't know if you saw any of this online.
I caught a repeat of it online. Yeah, like a quick blurb of it. Again, I fast forwarded through it because I'll be honest, I'm tired of seeing Damage Control facing these two women for the titles. I'm tired of it.
Right.
It's the same old. Even it doesn't even matter if you flip who's on Damage Control. It's still the same match.
Right. It's literally the names, and I get exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Now this was something that had built for a couple of weeks, and it was a very highly entertaining match.
I can say that. Like, as far as the quality of the match, phenomenal. I take nothing from these four women when it comes to the match itself. I'm tired of seeing them face each other.
Right.
That's where
I'm with you. But believe it or not, it had actually been a while since we've seen those two teams go at it, but they've always just been in and around each other.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Zoe and Shayna out of the Pure Fusion Collective. I've been saying for a month or so now that it's time for PFC and Damage Control to go to the back of the line. Let some of these newer teams.
But even if you start a feud with a newer team and bring them forward and then let them win, let them not dominate, but let them have their time in the spotlight, and you just kind of fade away and then have them grab another team and bring them up and start a feud there for a month or two or whatever. There's a way of doing it without them just literally stepping out of the light.
And they had done it with the Unholy Union. But you also have to look as now you've got KC Squared, who are back from injury. Yes. You can pair Lyra Valkyria with Natalya, or maybe a returning Tegan Nox, or put the team of Natalya and Tegan Nox back together. Let these other teams get their comeuppance now.
Go ahead. So I just had an idea. Go ahead, though.
I will give full credit because they are doing Jade and Bianca have been going all over to all three shows.
They're the champions. That's expected.
Yes.
And thank you for letting them do it.
Continue. Yeah. It was supposed to be expected, but we've seen that Bianca and Jade are really the only tag team champions that have done this. Now, we are getting a feud developing out of NXT with Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson.
Okay.
Coming up and challenging. They actually stepped up 2 weeks ago on SmackDown to challenge for the tag belts.
Well, good for them.
And then last week, Lash and Jakara were actually ringside. So I believe tonight we're getting Lash and Jakara versus Damage Control. And if not, that might be tomorrow.
I mean, You can put them on anywhere, really, and you're gonna get good matches.
Um,
Again, I do want to give Jade and Bianca credit for that, for actually being the proper tag team champions and saying,
yes.
listen, we need to be here, so get there. We need to be over here on SmackDown, get there.
Yep.
And
Now,
letting go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, no. For me, my personal opinion is like Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. They're an established NXT tag team, but they've
Yes.
always been in more of a valet type role. Yes, they've had a little bit.
Okay.
For me, they are the equivalent of Parrish's favorite female, the former Dana Brooke,
Yes. See, you know what though? I liked her too
right?
before I liked her when she was buff. Like she had the muscle build, and now nope.
Really, you haven't watched her at all then in TNA, eh?
I seen her make her debut where she just literally came out and did nothing. And
Yeah.
I was like, who is that? It doesn't even look like her.
No,
But no.
that's the beauty of character redevelopment. And actually, last week I watched her match. She is jacked.
Yeah, she could still go.
Oh, she was like shredded.
Oh, she's looking better than before.
Oh yeah.
When I seen her make her debut, because they didn't show anything. Like she just looked like she was a twig.
Yeah.
Like she lost all her arms were gone, like everything. And so thank you. I'll make another attempt at watching.
Not a problem.
I would like to see, going back to the Valkyra and my Miss Hart and her old tag team partner, why couldn't we see the three of them get together and compete against the three of
Well, we've seen
can't remember
Pure
their names.
Fusion Collective.
Yes.
We have seen, that's where Natalya made her return in Calgary a few weeks ago, was in that 6-woman tag with Lyra and I can't remember who else.
Okay.
Lyra's former partner from NXT has also been making some sporadic appearances as they reunited in NXT a few weeks ago.
Okay,
so
that would be interesting to see.
There's another name. So it's time that PFC and Damage Control take a step back. Now,
okay.
Again, we have also heard, and there is rumor out there right now that we are going to get another potential draft before the move to Netflix.
Another one. Well, okay, hold on. I know you can't see this, but I got goose in the hair.
Yep.
Okay. That could be huge, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
That could be, because if you think about it, who are we not seeing on Raw right now that we would like to see on SmackDown and vice versa?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, take that talent, put them over here, take these guys, put them over here. And that just ignites rivalries, title shots.
Right?
Count me in.
Right? So on to our next match. I know this is one you're excited about. I know you didn't really know about this from last week, but we had.
But I did call it.
The Alpha Academy versus the newly returned War Raiders, Eric and Ivar.
My boys. I'll be honest. I've been watching and have done research on these gentlemen because I caught them on the main roster. So I went back and started watching previous stuff that they have done together and separate.
Right.
And I'm glad they're back to, I wouldn't even care if they would have called them the Viking War Raiders at this point.
Right.
But when they started doing that thing that the Wyatt Six were doing with that little flash on screen,
right,
and we looked at it, I went, dude, that's Viking. That's totally the Viking alphabet right there. And it literally spelled out war.
Yep.
So
or Raw, depending on how you want to look at it.
But now we know it was war.
Yes.
For the War Raiders, which everyone's like, "No, no, dude." I caught it like right off the hop when we were watching. I'm like, "Dude, we were live." I
Yeah.
was like, "Bro, that's War. That's Viking. That's
Yeah.
where's Ivar been? Like we haven't seen him in ever." Well, now
Right.
we know why.
Yep. Now I'm going to ask you, how far back in your research
NXT,
did you go?
like when they made their debut in NXT.
Okay.
I did catch a couple of single matches just prior to them getting called up when they were in the Indies.
Right.
So I mean, I'm glad they're together. They definitely have. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to say this. Go back even further and go look up War Machine from Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor War Machine. Okay, I will do that. Thank you.
And in fact, it's actually funny because those two came together. It was, I can't remember the name of the tournament, but the finals came down to those two
Against each other?
against each other.
Isn't that how tag teams tend to work? Like good ones, they end up being rivals, and then they're like, "Dude, you're really good."
They weren't,
man.
well, but they weren't even rivals. Like there was a mutual respect there. They both, you know, they wound up in the finals of this tournament,
and there you go.
Basically they were both signed, but then they were both struggling, and they just said, "Let's do it." And then
look at the
and
magic
it's funny
we got
because
now.
you think Ivar is the powerhouse. No, it's Eric is the powerhouse of the team,
which is way backwards because Ivar is such a big,
right?
I don't want to say bottom heavy guy, but he is all his weight's in his stomach.
Yeah,
for a big dude, and you think he would be the guy that would just be ripping through people, but no, it's Eric that's literally destroying people.
Yeah,
there's Mr. Best
saying, "Yeah, Claudio and Sheamus is the perfect example." Yes, they are.
Yes, that was a good one too. I thank you for bringing that up. Thank you.
Now this was a fantastic match, even for the nostalgia and the fact that we got the return of the War Raiders and the return of the term war to Monday Night Raw.
Right? Hey, you haven't heard that word war on Raw long time, people. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
So good job on that one, guys. Way to go.
Again, great match from Tozawa and Otis as well. But it was essentially a squash match.
I mean, how could it not be?
It was a drawn out squash.
But at least it wasn't a legit like come in, literally just blow the guy out of the water and that be done, you know?
Yeah. It wasn't, they didn't just decimate Tozawa, even though he was the one that did take the fall.
Well, I mean, you cannot do that to Otis as a big dude.
Right.
You can't, because Otis should go in there technically and not destroy them, but put up a good fight.
Yeah.
So good job on letting the little dude take the fall for sure.
Yeah.
What do we have?
Well, next up, Braun Breaker defeating Kofi Kingston. I don't know if you know the backstory from the previous week.
I missed the previous week, and I did not catch any of this on replay. So
okay, so the previous week, Jey Uso defended the Intercontinental title. He had offered the title match to Kofi. Kofi gave the shot to Woods.
That's really nice.
Braun came out and decimated Jey after the match. Kofi went in to make the save after Woods refused to shake hands and all of that. And Woods walked away. Or no, sorry. Woods took the third spear. All three got speared by Breaker. But Woods took the super spear on the outside.
Ouch.
This, that's again, was a bit of a drawn-out squash for Braun Breaker.
Okay.
I can't say I'm disappointed because I've been praying for Kofi to retire for a number of years now.
Why?
because I'm just not a fan of Kofi.
Just done with Kofi for now.
I was done with Kofi a decade ago. I was done with Kofi going into Kofi Mania.
He's like, I was done with Kofi before Kofi was Kofi.
Pretty much.
That's awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not the hugest fan of Kofi. But yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you. He does need to take a step back. Maybe go to the Performance Center and help out NXT guys. Develop. Give them that, hey, listen, this is what you can do.
They've done that, though. The New Day went back to NXT for a while, and
I'm talking like
down there. But
off screen.
Yeah, no, I get it.
He's that kind of guy that I'm guaranteeing you they're going to bring him back after he retired. They'll bring him back for like a nostalgia moment.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to do something stupid and get hurt. And then they're going to get stuck paying this crippled old guy because it's in his contract.
Yeah.
Chris, I got this. I'll put this up for you here.
Yeah, I can read it.
You know what? I would love to see how things would go if each one of us within the Turnbuckle Studios brand had one night to run a wrestling program, and could book whoever you want, right? Whoever you want to book.
Yeah.
How that show would look for each one of us. Like, how cool would that be?
It would be fun.
Anyway, I thought I'd throw that out there because it just, like I said, it just popped into my head.
Yeah.
So we had Braun Breaker defeating Kofi in basically what you called an over-glorified squash match.
Yep.
Which, I mean, again, you got to burn time somehow in your 2 hours because, you know, people need airtime, right?
Well, you want to talk about burning time? What a great segue to our next match. Which was R-Truth defeating The Miz.
Okay, now I did catch bits and parts of this, and I know The Miz, you were telling me The Miz turned heel. Thank you, Jesus. Which I love heel Miz because, come on, nobody's a better heel than The Miz right now. And R-Truth, it's R-Truth. How do you not like that old guy?
Right. Well, see, the Miz heel turn was the week before or 2 weeks earlier. I can't remember. Mm-hmm. Anyways, of course, we get Truth's comedy saying, you know, okay, we've got a big match coming up. And Miz is like, Truth, I'm fighting you.
Right. Because Truth is so deluded.
Yeah. So, of course, they're out there. They're in the ring.
Yeah.
And out comes the final testament. So there was absolutely no offense in this match because then Miz turns his back. Truth comes in and does the schoolboy for the win.
Oh.
There was your match. It was a time burner.
Oh, they have reduced the Miz to that. That's great.
So then Truth is, of course, celebrating and tries to get out of the ring and run. And then as he's already past AOP, and then they reach back, grab him, and they throw him in for the Miz to then hit the skull-crushing finale.
Which, I mean, so would it be safe for me to say that the Miz is kind of a part of Mr. Cross's little group at this point, or they're like trying to recruit him kind of thing?
I'm going to go with more of the recruit type of thing. I think it's Miz to that is what Carlito was to the Judgment Day under Damian and Rhea.
Okay.
And JD McDonough before that. Sort of that.
So like the apprentice.
The outside. Yeah, the guy working to get in, the prospect.
The prospect. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, prospect. I mean, if you want to legitimize your group and make them move into the limelight, so to speak, you couldn't have picked a better guy to do that with.
See, and Miz just doesn't fit that narrative with those three. I think Miz
That's
would
weird.
fit better with somebody with a couple of brash, arrogant, again, guys that are good on the mic. Or if you look back at when he had the B team with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
Yes, the B team. I remember those guys. They were great.
But if he had a team like A-Town Down Under with him, where they're all this brash, cocky,
yes, that would probably work good too.
and even, and I'm gonna say this,
Uh-oh.
Logan Paul with them.
Oh God, I hate Logan Paul. But you're not wrong. I hate that, but you're not wrong. That would be, oh my God, what would you call that team? Pompous asses? Like,
Right?
holy.
I'd just go straight up with
Amazing
A-List
Prime.
Down Under.
Amazing Prime.
Instead of A-Town Down Under, A-List Down Under.
The A-List Down Under. There you go. All right. So from that time waster to the next match.
Which was very, very intriguing. Because we had Rhea Ripley team up with Ms. Money in the Bank, SmackDown's Tiffany Stratton.
Which looked really weird, by the way.
It did.
It was
To
weird.
take on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
Whoa. Whoa, hold on. Time out. Did you say Raquel Rodriguez?
I did.
I thought she was on like the permanent not wrestling list because of her issues.
No, she was she came back at it's completely escaping me. Oh, Bad Blood.
And I missed it because I had my kid. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
she
why I
returned
didn't know
at
that.
Bad Blood and attacked Rhea at the end of the match.
Ooh. Thank you, Mr. Best.
Yes. Because believe it or not, way back when, Rhea actually had a part in putting her on the shelf initially.
Like, wasn't that like back in NXT they had their whole rivalry? Was it NXT
No,
or
that
when
was
she first came into the
when
main
she
roster?
first came in.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, because I've seen replays of that, and I'm like, holy, that's intense.
But Raquel and Liv are also former tag team champions.
Yes, I knew that. So that makes sense. But I didn't know she was back.
Yeah.
So
But
Damn.
Tiffany was sent to Raw by Nia Jax because Nia wants her to target Liv with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
oh, because she wants her to get that title and leave hers alone.
Yep.
I mean, do you blame the woman?
No.
You
But-
literally fought from the bottom up again and finally got your recognition because you're not being retarded in the ring and hurting
Yep.
people. Like, good for her. I'm totally sold on her as the champion right now. So yeah, hey,
Yep.
take your Money in the Bank thing and go play on Raw for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and it was funny because it started off with Tiffy came out and confronted Rhea. And then they both got blindsided by Liv and Raquel.
Oh, that
So
sucks.
Rhea was saying, I want them 2-on-1. And Pierce told them, no, you need to have a partner.
In
Tiffany comes in running her mouth. And
Okay.
Pierce looks at Rhea and goes,
There's your
does
partner.
that work?
What?
So, I mean, again, a fantastic match.
Talk about putting, and that could be the perfect tag team for Rhea, to be honest, because they're so opposite each other. And I bet you it was a phenomenal match watching them work off each other.
Oh, it was. And, well, it was basically that whole complete breakdown in communication.
Of course, why wouldn't it be?
But, I mean, Raquel and Rhea winning via DQ. I don't even remember what caused the DQ.
Probably something stupid like
I remember
interference.
Tiffany and Rhea arguing on the outside and Raquel powerbombing Liv over the top rope onto them.
What? A whole new meaning to using your partner as a weapon. Holy
right?
Jesus. But was Raquel in like at least decent shape? Because
Yeah.
I know this girl takes pride in how she looks.
She's
And I
actually a
know-
little bit bigger from the last time we saw her.
So she's been pumping some iron.
No.
Or is
she's
she
just
like been eating?
a little bit more towards the eating side?
Good for her though. Because I know
But-
before she got her issue, she was not looking good at all.
No.
She wasn't looking good. No. But good for her.
No,
At least she's
she is-
back.
She is looking healthy.
That's good.
And I hope that this can allow her that new aggression that I know some of us here at Turnbuckle Studios said she needed. I was
Yeah.
always a big fan of hers.
Join the club, dude. Yeah, there was a couple of us that were always pulling for her, and then right at the end, before she got her skin condition, her issue, we were all like, "Dude, she's just not looking right. It's not her."
Right.
So, I'm glad she's back. I'm looking forward to seeing big things for her, but she needs to get away from this Liv Morgan. Either that, or Liv needs to drop that title, and they need to pick up the tag titles and do a small run with those, because
Yeah.
that would be. You put again though. You put Raquel in any situation with the right circumstances, she's going to dominate.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I want to see the one-on-one rematch of Raquel versus Rhea.
And who's not to say that this isn't building that right now?
Right?
Because does Rhea really need to go after the title right this moment?
No.
No, because you know what? She is such a huge, and I'm going to say it, superstar. She doesn't need a title around her waist right now.
Well, that would be why Rhea's also just signed a new deal and is now believed to be the highest paid woman in WWE.
Well, speaking of highest paid woman, where is Miss Charlotte Flair? Is she retired?
No, she's still recovering from her knee injury.
Okay, because I'll be honest with you. I have her on my Instagram, and I see videos of her out running around, working out and training, that kind of stuff all the time. So like, be aware this woman could come back at any moment and just be like, you know what? It's on. And then the whole roster is going to be put on notice.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Mr. Best saying she has been training at the PC.
Yeah, I've been watching again footage of it, and it's
honestly, I'm not overly concerned about Charlotte Flair because
again an old story, right?
I don't want her coming back and just forcing her way back into the title picture with the line starts with me.
No, see, the best thing that Trips and if Trips, if you ever watch this, I mean this out of the most respectful way possible. Stop treating her like Ric Flair. She is not Ric Flair. Put her at the bottom of the line and make her work her way back up. For the simple fact that, personally, if she starts at the bottom of the line and works her way back into a title shot, I have more respect for that. Rather than her just being handed another title because we want her to be the next Ric Flair because she's
right.
Flair's daughter. She's got to be the 200-time champion. Like, nobody cares. Okay. Out of all respect, nobody cares.
Right.
About how many times she wins that title. I want her to perform like a professional wrestler and bust her ass and work her way back to that title.
Yep.
Sorry about that rant. I apologize.
No.
But
we get it.
I love Charlotte Flair as a professional wrestler, and as a human being, she is the nicest person you will probably ever meet. But the more they just hand her a title, the more illegitimate her wrestling ability becomes to me.
Right.
So,
You know, and I answered a question like this today in a wrestling group. And it was somebody said, do you prefer the longer runs?
okay.
Or do you prefer a shorter title reign, but you can gain it back? And the person did say he was comparing Roman's 4-year run with the title to Ric Flair as a 16-time world champion.
Again, different times, different standards.
Yeah. Now, I, for one, I'm all for the longer run, but it needs to have, I guess, a cap. I'm for an 8 or 9 month title run.
Yeah, nothing like you'll never see that 4-year run again, 2-year run. No, a year, that's pushing it right now because nobody wants to do that anymore because you literally got to push your body.
I think you are going to
So-
see, if they do it like
8,
Roman did,
9,
I can see Cody keeping the belt for a year.
a year. I could see that too.
Um,
Totally.
I'm all for that. I don't want to go back to the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression era where it was Cena and Orton and Edge and Batista and Punk. And the belt
And then
was
every now and then you get
cycling every other week to a new champion.
No, that's just too much. But again, if you have two guys battling over this, let's say the Intercontinental title, okay? You got two guys, say, let's just go on a limb saying it's Seth Rollins and Jey Uso right now. We'll just go if it's those two guys, okay? I could be okay with it being at this pay-per-view, Jey Uso has it, okay? And throughout between that pay-per-view and the next one, him and Seth Rollins battle it out, saying, hey, you cheated to keep your title. Okay, so
Right.
Guess what? At the next pay-per-view, and then Seth wins it. And then he goes, okay, listen, you cheated to take the title from me. Rubber match, winner takes all out of 3. You know what I mean? Out of
Yeah.
those 3 pay-per-view. That's what, 3-4 months you can do it?
Yeah.
Why not have it go back and forth between two guys?
See,
At the
again,
pay-per-view.
I don't want it changing every month at the pay-per-view, even if it's between two guys. I want
You could play that card any way you can, right? Like
I want
literally.
a consistent run from a champion, 8 to 9 months. You lose it. Yes, I know we've seen the rematch clause sort of get antiquated and sort of get pushed back for 3-4 months.
Yeah, it's been
And I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with getting the rematch like that. But
Monday Night Raw.
you gotta do smart booking with it. Like I
Again,
don't
it breaks-
want the belt changing hands every 2 weeks.
Again, it breaks down to, I know, and it's smart business, right? Is this person pulling in the money that we needed them to pull in?
Yeah.
If they're really not, okay, guess what? You got 2 weeks and you're losing the title.
Yeah.
Pull it together in 2 weeks or you're losing the title. I know that's how it works. We all know
Yeah.
that's how it works. If you're not,
Oh yeah.
as a talent, if you're not pulling in the money when they put a title on you, dude, you could lose it the next day, literally.
Yeah.
But again, we're in a different time than what we were in before. Where
Yes.
literally you would piss Vince off and be like, "Okay, you're losing the title tomorrow."
Yep.
Like, what? What did I do? It doesn't matter. You lost the title. You're go away.
Yep.
Where now it's Triple H, and I don't know this firsthand, but I'm sure Triple H has more of a wrestler mindset than just a business mindset because he's had to work his way back in the business to where he's at. So I think there's a little more leeway and a little more. He'll listen to what you have to say more. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Trips, my body hurts too much. I need to take time away. Here's the title,
Yeah.
Or, hey, dude, I see you're having when you run, you got this little bit of a lag on your leg. Are you okay?
Yeah.
And if you don't answer him properly, he's gonna be like, okay, well, I'm gonna get the doc to check you out, make sure you're okay, because we can't afford to have you hurt because you're big
Right.
bucks for us. So it's a different time. So yeah, I'd like to see the long run, but sometimes I like to see that feud where it kind of that guy cheats to win the title, and then the guy's like, hey, listen, that's my title, and goes and
Yeah.
gets it back from him.
Yeah.
And then has a nice couple months run. So again, depends on who the superstar is, what title it is, blah blah blah. You know how it works.
Yes.
You've been there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so
We gotta get going here. Oh,
we do. We're eating up the
having
clock
fun.
here with the review. So tonight we do get Seth freaking Rollins and Bronson Reed face to face.
Now this has been building for a couple weeks. I know that. It's because Mr. Rollins is not happy with Mr. Reed, the
No,
things that he has done. So what do we
Yes.
feel is going to happen? I have an idea what's going to happen, but what do you think?
honestly, this is going to be an explosive segment, but I do believe that we are going to get a match announced
For
for Survivor Series.
I am not opposed to that, my friend.
I think you might get Bronson again put Seth out if this does boil down to physicality tonight,
Okay.
and then Seth will come back because we know that Bronson put Seth out for a number of weeks. Seth
He
came
did.
back during the last Monster Standing match to
Yes.
ensure Braun Strowman won,
Yes. I seen
And
that.
then-
That was crazy.
and then this. Both of them want the match. Both
And
of
that's-
them want to face each other.
Yes. This is the best thing about Bronson Reed. He doesn't back down. Like this
No.
boy knows he is big and he knows he is powerful. So if you're
Yes.
going to step to him, boy, you better have some big cojones on you because he's not a little boy.
No. Well,
for-
here's the
go
funny
ahead.
thing is that this is actually dragged out because we were actually supposed to get this match at the Elimination Chamber for the title
Oh,
back in Perth. Bronson was unable to make it because his wife was giving birth to their second child.
I was just going to say, well, I mean, your wife giving birth to your kid kind of trumps a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Again, shades of a new time. Because before that wouldn't happen. My thoughts are, where is Braun Strowman going to be tonight?
home recovering because during that last Monster Standing, Braun tore his groin.
Dope. Well, that explains why his girlfriend Raquel Rodriguez is working.
Yep.
That explains a
No.
lot. Okay, so we got no monster to jump in. So there goes my theory. I don't see shenanigans happening. I don't see Adam letting that happen.
Right.
I see him, and I think this is going to become a regular thing for Raw is for these big matches. Stay away from each other, don't touch each other, or guess what? The match don't happen.
Right.
Because heaven forbid, your money making goat being Seth freaking Rollins gets actually hurt before a pay-per-view event.
Yep.
It's not going to look good for you. How do you feel that? How do you fill that void? That's Seth freaking Rollins. Nobody can step into that right now
No.
unless you're John Cena.
Well, we're gonna wait until the Royal Rumble for John.
I had to throw that out there, dude. But
Um,
I don't see them being shenanigans. I see these two guys. Are they going to have words? Oh hell yeah! Oh,
Yeah.
they're going to have words. But I see them acting like professionals.
see, and I like where you're coming from, but
You're like, no.
if you're gonna do that, then you got to do the match in the next 2 weeks, or it loses really all momentum.
I mean, I could. Okay, so throw this out there. I could see Pierce going, guys, keep it professional, and Bronson going, oh yeah, no problem. Okay, I'll be professional, boss. And Seth Rollins jumping across the table and starting shenanigans.
Yep.
All right.
Up next, and what I believe is going to be the main event of the night,
Okay.
pun fully intended, we do have an Intercontinental Championship rematch as Jey Uso defends against Braun Breaker.
Wow. This is obviously a rematch from Braun losing the title.
Yep.
Obviously. Sorry, Mr. Breaker, but I don't see you getting this title off of Jey Uso anytime soon. That's pretty much where I'm going to leave that. Really.
I am 100% with you. I think we are going to get shenanigans in this match. I think that a SmackDown storyline is going to get involved in this match. I do think we are going to see the new bloodline on Raw tonight, or at least one member.
Okay.
But as you brought up earlier, you're talking about the business decisions and the merch. Jey Uso is one of the hottest merch sellers.
Yes.
So, Mr. Best saying Bronson will win because the bloodline shows up. No,
Yeah,
I think the bloodline is going to get Braun disqualified.
Yeah, I think something's going to happen and it's going to end up backfiring so that Jey retains. Let's be honest. But that's okay.
So I think that's the main event tonight.
Okay. Pun totally intended, right?
Yep. Completely.
What do we have next?
Next we have we have a WWE Tag Team Title Tournament.
Yes.
With the AOP battling the New Day.
Go ahead. Yep.
I'm taking AOP all the way on this.
110% because I see the New Day imploding. Not gonna lie, something's gonna happen, and Kofi's gonna either screw something up, or Xavier's gonna think Kofi screwed something up on them, and there's gonna be an implosion.
Oh, absolutely. I am with you 100% there. It's going to be decimation. Given what we saw last week with AOP serving R-Truth up on a silver platter, I could even see him trying to get involved.
Right, and that's where the shenanigans go sideways.
Yep.
Again, people, just personal opinions. Please don't take this as like fact. We don't know exactly how this shit's going to go. Part of my language. I am sorry. We don't have a clue. We're just giving you what we think is going to happen. That's all.
There is no language barrier on this show.
I know, but I try not to.
I know. And lastly, we have the LWO.
Yeah, buddy.
Versus American Made in another tag team tournament match.
So 2 tag team tournament matches.
Yes.
Who do you see winning this match?
I have to go American Made on this one. I'm going to say the Creed brothers.
Okay. You think that the king of Luchador with the basically prince of Luchador is not going to win?
I do. I think that American Made is hot. I think that Ray is there to now essentially put over the new teams, help get them over, get them to that next level.
Okay.
I can definitely see and understand the LWO winning. But if you're going to do that, then you go with Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde.
Ooh, okay. But why not the King and the Prince? I know I'm being a pain in the ass, but go ahead.
Because you've already got a Prince in the Judgment Day and Finn Balor.
Self-appointed. This young man was picked by the king of Lucha Libre.
He was.
So I'm just messing with you, bro. You know what? Honestly, I would love to see Ray and Dragon Lee win. I would, because I love luchador wrestling, and you know that.
Yep.
But as far as storyline and anything more, it's got to be American Made. It's got to be.
Yeah. I think the Creeds need the win to really help establish American Made as a fully functioning unit. We've seen Ivy Nile do it. We know Gable can do it.
Yes. Oh, we
know
know.
we know that Creeds can do it in the ring, but now that
Yep.
I'm trying to get one of them to adapt to a much goofier persona, which I don't agree with.
No.
Um,
No. Not at all. American Made should just be nothing but badass wrestlers that go in, get it done, and get it done technically.
Yeah.
Because they're all mat wrestlers.
Yeah.
So why not? Why not go in there and get it done technically?
Yeah.
Again, I would love to see the Luchas win, LWO all the way. But I don't see a storyline other than they're here to wrestle and make these guys look good.
Right. So with that being said, Bubba,
Yes,
I know we've got about 10 minutes here before we have to head over to Turnbuckle Studios.
Yep.
So I'm going to let you tell the people
about
how
great a person I really am.
Besides that,
that'll
I'm
take
going to let you tell them all about our sponsors here at True North Custom.
Yes, True North Customs. That's Nathan Reed over there. True North Customs. He has customized parts for cars, trucks, ATVs, snow machines, you name it. The side-by-side even, he has those parts now. He can customize your side-by-side.
Nice.
With rims, better doors. He can make your side-by-side, if the parts are ordered by you, he can make your side-by-side street legal, where you have to get a license plate and a register thing. Oh, yeah, it's great. But go there. Go to his Facebook at True North Customs 23 on Facebook. Please use the promo code that we have is TNC. Mention the guys at the Boar's Nest sent you. He will love it. And then guess what? When you order these parts, you can go to the shop back behind him at Professional Auto. That's my boy, Corey. Great guy, great mechanic, knows how to get things done. And if he don't, he will find somebody that will. I promise you that. So again, that's Professional Auto Services. And let him know that the boys here at the Boar's Nest sent you, and tell him we love him. Again, Corey, thank you for being a sponsor. And Nathan, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And if you want to check out Bubba Duke, you can check me out at YouTube. It's at Bubba OMD. Again, that's at Bubba OMD. And then check us out on the Twitch. That's Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke. That's myself. This guy here joins me on streams Thursdays. Definitely check us out. We are still playing. Again, dude, we played this game till midnight last night, and I couldn't believe how fun it is. The storyline is killing me. It's a rabbit hole, man.
This is a game that it's one of the few that we are actually going to finish on the Boar's Nest.
Totally. I've done 5 on the Boar's Nest, start to finish. This will be number 6. I'm not the kind of guy, because I have really bad ADHD.
Right.
And I bounce around to different things. I never finish anything. But this game, I want to finish because I'm into the storyline. It just gets more and more and more interesting as we go along. So please check us out. Again, YouTube, Bubba, OMD, and Twitch, Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke.
Yes. I would be remiss if I didn't show the right hand of the Boar's Nest, our good friend, the Bulkster, who is the man that supplies us with our rundowns. You can find him YouTube at Bulkster Show and on TikTok at Bulkster Show.
I will give you guys a huge tip. Check out his TikTok product. Bro is funny. Very charismatic young man because he's younger than I am. Check out his product. Support that guy. Show him some love. And again, tell him the guys here at Turnbuckle Studios, the Boar's Nest, and the Locker Room have sent you.
Yes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have not really been waiting for, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. You can find me at my Linktree, linktr.ee/OMD show. That is my Linktree. Once again, linktr.ee/OMD show. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, in the immortal words of Carl Carafel, the world is a scary place. Take care of each other. From all of us here at the Locker Room, the Boar's Nest, and Turnbuckle Studios, good night, good luck, we out.
Viva